Morning Blitz begins now.
At 6:05, it certainly does on a Wednesday morning. And here we are. Don't everybody say anything all at once. I'll just be the lone person over here talking.
That'd be great. 'Cause give us something to grab onto, and we'd love to join in.
Okay. What do you?
How was your evening last night? But you said you've got your Jeep fixed.
It's pretty boring. I got hammered drunk.
Did you get hammered drunk and sing the national anthem?
I did, exactly.
Okay, very nice.
Little backyard
very
performance.
Nice. Love it. Love it.
Checked myself into rehab this morning, so I got to get back here at 9.
Okay. Yeah. That rang a little weird to me. Ingrid Andress saying, I'm going to be honest with you guys, I was freaking lit when I did the national anthem, and now I'm going to rehab.
Where I can see that happening is if you were drunk and the sound, because it is hard to hear. So
Yeah.
if that all kind of combined as one big thing and messed it up. But I'm curious as to where management was. Why didn't somebody go, hey, wait. We got a trumpet player in here anyway that can just play the national anthem, or a guitarist? Because
did anybody know?
Good question.
Here is my question. We've all been to karaoke, and people getting progressively more drunk throughout the night. The people who can actually sing just get louder. They don't start going off key.
I agree. And how many artists do you see at like Sonic or wherever that they've got their booze lined up? They've been pre-gaming before they get on stage, and then they rock that show half in the crock.
I feel like somehow you really screwed up, and now you're just like, all right. And maybe she was drunk. She probably was, but.
And the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night.
You know,
is she drunk?
Our flag was still there.
I mean, I hope so. I hope so. Because that is horrific.
a lot of people think that is the most annoying alarm sound in the morning.
Yeah.
I'm here to tell you there's something else. Ingrid Andress singing the national anthem. That's brutal. Brutal.
Oh, yeah. That was,
I think also, there is a level of how much you're willing to let your craft, fall to the wayside for your habit. I mean, the bass god over there is not going to get hammered drunk and then go,
No.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
unless you were an alcoholic, then you wouldn't be able to help it.
This is true.
And I'm not saying she is, but it sounds like she needs rehab. So what other conclusion are we to draw?
The late Scott Weiland, a lot of people would always say the quality of Stone Temple Pilots show was based on which Scott Weiland you got. Now, I don't think Ingrid Andress is throwing heroin into the mix quite the way Mr. Weiland did in his prime, but,
When I saw the video of her singing that, I thought she was much younger. I mean, I was like...
She's 32.
I know, and I was sitting there going, she doesn't look old enough to drink. But yeah, she's 32.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. But that seems to be when celebrities, things happen, it's like, well, I need to check myself in rehab and get better, and then everybody feels sorry for them, and then it's all okay, and so,
because
I don't know, man.
You buy yourself at least 30 days with the rehab track.
Right.
Yeah.
So, for 30 days, all right, well, they're getting help.
I mean, I either find this to be a wild overreaction to somebody doing a terrible rendition of the national anthem, or this was her rock bottom. It's one of the two.
It's very possible that she woke up the next morning and went, oh my God, I was that bad.
I'm a national embarrassment.
Yeah. What are we doing? Rehab. Checking ourselves into rehab today.
I saw somebody say yesterday online, we're all criticizing that national anthem, but it's actually the national anthem we deserve right now.
This is very true.
I just do you really have that bad of a drinking problem? I mean...
Some people do, though. There are some
people. You don't know what people are dealing with.
Yeah, there's
scenes.
probably somebody waking up right now that's pouring some bourbon into their coffee because that's how they get through their day.
That's what I mean, though. Was she really doing that? Is that her life?
I mean, it could be. I don't know. I mean, I would imagine the pressure to sing the national anthem on national television in that big of an arena is probably daunting.
Yeah.
It's not like you're at a high school football stadium.
Yeah, well, I think, the normal person who does, drink from time to time is probably needed a drink to get through something. Like, I'd be able to handle this better if I just had one glass of wine or one beer or something like that. So maybe as an alcoholic, you think you need that one beer or one shot of tequila, and then it turns into I had 9 shots of tequila and I butchered the national anthem. I don't know.
Everybody does things different. I did a little bump in the parking lot to start the morning.
Maybe you need 2. No.
I think that's why I was the only one talking.
She said, I'm not going to BS y'all. I was drunk last night. I'm checking myself into a facility today to get help I need. That was not me last night. I apologize to Major League Baseball, the fans in this country I love so much for that rendition. I'll let y'all know how rehab is. I hear it's super fun.
Well,
what? Such a bizarre thing to say if you're seriously wanting to deal with a problem.
I'm not buying it.
There is one thing about that. That was not me last night. No, it very much was.
We all saw it with our own 2 eyes.
That was all you. One way or another. Anyway. How about some water beds and stuff?
Yeah, $25 if you are the first person to text in the correct answer at 99700 to our Morning Blitz trivia question. Lenny Kravitz was live in concert in Italy. And while he was on stage performing, he got a phone call from a big-time celebrity. Who was the celebrity? Tell us who called, because he shared the call with the entire audience in Italy. So who was it that called Lenny Kravitz in the middle of his
Drew Barrymore?
show? It was not Drew Barrymore.
Okay.
Was it Zoe Kravitz?
It was not Zoe
his
Kravitz.
Own beautiful, popular daughter.
Nope. And it wasn't Mamala either.
No?
99700, first one to tell us who it was, you'll get the gift card.
It's the Morning Blitz, 623, Thick, Kelly, and Lewis. We need to come back to that.
Huh?
The dinette set is still not purchased, and we're almost starting a new season.
All right, just to let you know what Lewis is talking about, Thick Rick won his fantasy football league, some national thing, won 21 grand.
Yeah.
21 grand. He bought me and Lewis each headphones. This guy's like giving out gifts. His desire, we asked him how he was going to spend it.
Exactly.
At first he said a dinette set. That's not been purchased. Now we're talking about a PS5. I'm like, use some of those sweet winnings. He's like, I'm going to.
When the PS6 comes out? Got my PS5 today.
But we want to know, how are you going? How are you spending your money lately?
Yeah, you didn't even buy your dinette set.
No. I took my daughter on a shopping spree.
Oh, see, you're spending it on everyone else. Aren't you like the most generous human?
Well, the rest is in the bank because I'm like, I have no idea what this economy is going to do next. You know?
Okay, that's smart. That's smart.
You know what? Stop being selfish.
But I do feel like
stop being giving and be selfish.
Okay.
I feel like just one little purchase, and let's do it on Prime Day. It's the last day of Prime Day.
You said the PS5's for $450 today?
Something like that. $460, $470, something like that. They're giving you like $10 off.
I need the PS5 in order to play the new college football game.
I mean, come on, this is just a business investment. You can probably write it off on your taxes.
The PS5.
You know what? I don't know if you can. I write a lot of stuff off.
Yeah, but you're not winning 21 grand in fantasy football and declaring it on your taxes. This guy is.
Excuse me. I have an OnlyFans side hustle. Thank you.
Okay, all right. Well, do you? I guess you can write off your Wi-Fi your internet connection.
Yeah,
it's like I mentioned to you guys with gambling being legal and everything now. If you are playing fantasy football with the intent of making profit and you're investing money and time into it, you can claim it as a small business, and the taxes are lower now on that, on those winnings. So that's what we're doing.
I'd like to see you get that PS5 today. I really would.
Okay.
Let's make that happen.
Yeah. All right.
And I think that'd make you really happy,
a couple
wouldn't it?
clicks of a button.
That's right. It's on its way.
And just get the digital edition. You don't need the CD-ROM drive
right.
or their DVD-ROM drive. We're not dinosaurs over here now, all right?
Okay.
Technology has caught up with us.
I completely forgot yesterday was Prime Day, but it's 2 days.
2 days.
So it's still today. All right, I'm going to get that today.
Yeah, but
I'm going to do it.
Some of those deals... Prime is it just me?
It's like Black Friday.
Yeah. Is it just me, or is Prime Day all the deal stuff you don't need?
Well, I'll tell you though, if you look, if there's something specific you're looking for, a lot of times you can find a deal. I found it like last year, man. I did very well.
You know what? I think you should help Jason Meadows out. Thick, you can buy me a carburetor for my Harley if you want to throw some of those winnings around. Congratulations. It's a great idea. Jason, send us the link.
Jeez.
Dick's going to get that done for you.
All right, Morning Blitz trivia question was Lenny Kravitz took a call from a big-time celebrity right in the middle of his concert in Italy, and we wanted to know who the celebrity was. When the call came in, he goes, wait a minute, I got to take this call. and then he showed everybody, like he was... The person who was on got to see the whole crowd because he was just spreading the phone all over the place.
Say hello to Italy.
Yeah, listen.
I'm sorry. My big brother just called me up on the phone to say hi. Y'all know Denzel Washington?
Yeah, he's showing everybody. Denzel's waving to everybody from the phone.
All right, brother, I love you. I'll call you later.
I'm crazy for my little lady. I'm freaking for my little baby. Wouldn't that have been good to go into that?
Well, keep going.
Because you makes me feel good.
Love it when Kelly sings.
Oh, I love Lenny Kravitz. He was my first date with Charlie, my husband.
Oh, that's right. Yep.
Lenny Kravitz concert.
Did you guys hit that
very
tap room?
Special.
All three of you hit that tap room?
Oh, my gosh, in Grove City.
What kind of first dates are you going on, friend?
You said your first date with Charlie was with Lenny Kravitz. I just want to know if all three of you went to the tap room. That's all. Logical question.
Brittany Norman from New Lexington was the first one to text in that it was Lenny Kravitz. So Brittany's got $25 to Water Beds and Stuff and Beds and Stuff Superstores, Columbus's original vapor store.
I think it's acceptable if you take a call from someone like Denzel Washington. If you would have done that and you would have been like, hold on, I got Pauly Shore here. Right. People would have been like, dude, really? Stone Temple Pilots, those guys will be at the Ohio State Fair. Coming up, what, in another month or so? Or less than that?
Yeah.
A couple weeks.
You're like there in 10 days.
No, Franklin County Fair?
Oh, you're at the Franklin County Fair. That's right. When's the Ohio State Fair?
Like a month, right?
Yeah, and no, not a month. It's at the end of this month.
Okay, so a couple weeks.
All right.
It spans the end of July and the beginning of August.
Right. Okay, so yeah, a couple of weeks. So yeah, no, I'm at the Franklin.
So it's right after the Franklin County Fair this year.
I'm at the Franklin County Fair tomorrow night, actually.
Oh, tomorrow?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
5 to 7.
July 24th through August 4th is the Ohio State Fair.
I could have just read the thing right in front of me that says, hey, don't forget you guys are giving
July
away
24th through August 4th. There it is.
That would have been too easy.
Yeah, because we have tickets to give away.
When's the Hartford Fair? Because if you guys want to go to a fair, a real fair, like old school, amazing 4-H club fair, go to the Hartford Fair.
Well,
it's so good.
That sounds like Franklin County Fair to me.
Yeah. Okay, all right.
Does Hartford Fair have a demolition derby?
Yeah. Do they have steroided up roosters that they race?
You guys are asking me a lot of questions. I don't know.
All right.
When is this fair? I got to find out. It hasn't already happened. August 4th through the 10th.
All right.
So as soon as you go the Franklin County Fair, then the Ohio State Fair, then you hit that Hartford Fair. It's in Croton. It's so good.
Where?
It's in Licking County.
Oh, okay.
Croton.
So you guys we've all watched our fair share of the domestic drama documentary series, the cult documentary series, all this stuff,
right?
right?
Yeah, love those docs.
So I fell down a couple of different rabbit holes. Which one do you want first? You want the Backstreet Boy that really, really, really might be a rapist, or do you want the home invasion? Which one do you want to go with here? I'm loaded up.
Let's go home invasion.
You want to go home invasion?
Yeah.
What do you want to go?
That's fine.
Okay.
Yeah. Are we not doing both?
We can do both. Okay. I just want you to start with.
All right.
We got to have a starting point.
I already heard the Backstreet Boy who has always been accused left and right of, sexual
This
assault.
documentary series really opens that up.
All right, well, go ahead. Let's start on that. Go on. Yeah. Why not?
Well, I loaded up my other one.
Oh. Sorry.
Shit. No, we're good.
Sorry.
Okay. So there's this. It's on Max. It's called Fallen Idols.
Okay.
It is the story of Nick and Aaron Carter, the brothers Carter, the family Carter. That family has a ton of drama if you go over the years, with the parents, the mom, and everything else.
And then Aaron's dead.
Yeah. They get into that a little bit, too. So this guy, Nick Carter, from the Backstreet Boys, and there's this girl named Melissa Schumann. This all started with her a couple of years ago when the Me Too movement started. She told her story. I met this girl I was an intern when I first started radio. She was in this girl group called Dream. They came into the radio station and did this little performance thing. Okay, fast forward a couple of years. Dream's non-existent. She's trying to do a solo thing. And she tells the story of how Nick Carter essentially raped her at her apartment. At his apartment at the time. Now, the crazy thing about this is, a lot of what her story says, having worked with a lot of domestic violence survivors, abused children and all this, the one common thing is that it, in some cases, will take a rape survivor or a domestic violence, someone who comes out of that, it might take them years to be able to tell their story. That's just how that plays out in 100 different scenarios. So she decided at the time that while he was doing this, he was just going to she just let it go because she didn't want things to get worse. And then she ends up saying that now they're not on tour together. She doesn't have to see him anymore, but they were filming a movie together. He acted like nothing happened when they got back on the set. And then all of a sudden this music guy invites her to sing a song and then comes around and says, well, Nick thinks it'd be great if you guys sang the song together.
Oh, creepy.
So she goes, well, wait a minute. Am I going to have to see him? No. He's going to record his part. You're going to record his part. And then she does it. And then all of a sudden they do have to go perform on some talk show together. And then after that, all of a sudden the label didn't want anything to do with it because the same producer had produced the Backstreet Boys. And all of a sudden in her head, she goes, he just created his alibi. Because now, wait a minute, if he raped you, how'd you go work with him again, is what he sets up. So they take her out of the equation. She doesn't have a music career anymore, and she just decides to go live her life. Her and her dad have been fighting this battle for years. And I didn't get the impression that she just wanted money, despite what the other Backstreet Boys say. So then you fast forward to all these people used to come down to the Carter compound in Florida and hang out. And there was another girl that was a friend of the sister of the Carter family, goes down there. She ends up getting raped by Nick Carter, too, when she was younger. And she tells her story years later. All this stuff comes out when the Me Too movement starts or whatever. But the weird thing about this, and I won't go into the whole thing without spoiling the whole thing, there's 3 or 4 different girls, and none of them know each other. None of them were connected with each other in any way, but all of their stories are almost the exact same scenario of how it happens. Then throw in Aaron Carter, the younger drug-induced brother. He, on a couple of different occasions, speaks out against his brother and says he believes 100% that his brother does all this stuff. But then there's family drama or whatever. He's on drugs and he ends up dying a couple of years later or whatever. But he kind of goes back on his word a couple of times. It's interesting, the whole thing, but I 100% believe, even though Nick Carter is now denying, he's got lawyers and they're denying all of this stuff. And even there's a person on Reddit that said, even as a fan, when I watched this documentary, I believe that he could have assaulted these girls too. And I 100% do. If you don't realize how much money was floating around boy bands at that time, there were so many people that were burying so many things under the rug to not tarnish those images. And the other Backstreet Boys come out and go, well, these are just fame whores and they just want the money and everything else. Well, of course you're going to say that because that's your income. If it comes out one of the boy bands is a rapist, your career's done.
Right.
That band, as soon as this stuff started, Disney canceled their Christmas special on ABC a couple of years ago. And they've had a lot of issues. But if you watch it, it's pretty eye-opening. 100% believe this douchebag actually did this. And it's just the way she said he spoke to her. I'm like, yeah, you were a 20-year-old kid with everybody handing you millions of dollars and anything you wanted. I 100% believe you did this, just like I believe Ben Roethlisberger did. Different scenarios, obviously.
But it's going to the bathroom in a college bar. Come on.
Right. But it's really messed up if you watch it. And it's real. But
so Nick Carter, we're talking about Nick Carter.
We're talking about Nick Carter.
The back, and his brother Aaron's the one who died.
The one who died, yeah. It's just weird. But it all fits, though. If you watch it all together, and you can say that these girls are just out for the money, but all their stories are pretty damn similar for all being at different times and none of them knowing each other.
It's kind of like the same with the
Deshaun Watson thing.
Well, I was going to say the Marilyn Manson girls.
Yes.
You
see all those similar situations populate.
Another girl just came out about Manson.
Yeah.
Brand new.
I saw that the other day.
This past week.
Yeah. So it's pretty wild.
Doesn't mean it's true, but there's another one.
All right, so I just want to point out something, okay? Just one thing, and that is, you see how whipped up you get when you're getting these stories, and it's wild, and you can't believe what you're seeing and hearing these stories. Okay, so that's how I felt when I read Britney Spears' memoir, and she covered the Justin Timberlake stuff. You get whipped up about it. You hear somebody's story, and it's like, my gosh.
But it's the same thing. A lot of money floating around.
Yeah.
A lot of people bury that stuff under. Hey,
Sure.
you need to do this.
I'm just saying, though, that's why I got all uptight about Justin Timberlake, and I can hear that how you're feeling about this Nick Carter thing, because you're seeing with your own two eyes these people who are telling their stories, and you haven't heard Nick Carter's side.
There were other
but
girls. There were other girls that came out and said, "Yeah, I dated him too," and I believe that.
I believe it. I think the guy's scum. You've seen it all along for several years now.
Yeah,
and he still gets to tour with the Backstreet Boys and
Still
do their
gets to make
shows,
money.
and makes tons of money off it.
but having seen things from a different side and the standpoint, and you guys have probably seen this too. You see how the record industry works when you work in radio. You really do. You get kind of a more of a behind the curtain, behind the veil kind of thing. So I can very much say, okay, this girl might have a real story, but, we've got millions of dollars invested in Nick Carter and his band, so let's make this girl go away, because these 5 guys are far more profitable than she'll ever be.
Neil Parks said, remember when he was abusive to Paris Hilton?
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Doug Rogers said,
I don't remember that. What's that?
Apparently he beat up Paris Hilton in a hotel someplace one year. That's in the documentary, too.
Dang.
Doug said take him out back and put him down.
Yeah.
You talking about he still gets to tour with Backstreet Boys. What about Armie Hammer?
Ooh, that's a good one.
I mean, full on canceled.
Yeah.
And he was just on Bill Maher. He had a couple really interesting things to say.
We should come back and discuss this bad boy, because he's been through some ish.
Yeah.
3 Days Grace on the Morning Blitz, 6:51, Thick, Kelly, and Lewis. And if I say the name Armie Hammer, you probably have to figure out who that is, understandably so. But for a minute, he was kind of being labeled like the next big thing as far as actors go. He was the guy who played the Winklevoss twins in The Social Network that sued Mark Zuckerberg for...
Oh, is that him?
That's Armie Hammer.
Okay, now I'm connected. I've heard the weird stories about him over the past few years, but I never knew.
That's who that is. He played the Winklevi in The Social Network. He was also Johnny Depp's co-star in the dismal Lone Ranger.
The Lone Ranger, that's right.
But despite all that, he was rumored to be one of the front runners to be cast as Batman, because he was cast in a Justice League thing that never came to be because of the 2007 writer's strike. But he was rumored to be the next big thing. But he's got some out there sexual fetishes, and he had a lot of issues come up with sexual misconduct allegations, and that he was doing some, would you say, Marilyn Manson-esque stuff to girls? Is that a fair way to say it?
That's what he was accused of.
Yeah.
Wasn't he accused of wanting to eat parts of bodies?
Yes.
Yeah, that's okay.
So all of that stuff comes out, and he ends up getting canceled.
Really hardcore canceled.
They bumped him out of... He was supposed to be in a really big movie that they ended up going back, reshooting, and taking him completely out. I forget which movie it was, but it was one of the bigger movies of the last couple of years that his part just got completely jettisoned out. But he talked to Bill Maher about this.
About being canceled, yeah.
Now that I'm canceled.
Yeah. Join the party, dude. It's pretty great. But
it is, in a way, it is liberating.
Dude, it's incredibly liberating.
Yeah.
Because so much of my life leading up to there was 2 things. It was being preoccupied with how I was perceived, which now you don't have to care about. Once everyone just decides that they hate you, you go, oh, well, then I don't need anything from you people anyway. I guess I should just learn to be content with myself.
Right.
And then you go do that.
Yeah, I guess all the pressure's off at that point. Yeah, whatever. Everybody thinks I'm this guy, so what difference does it make?
It's a little bit of an arrogant response when women have accused you of rape, of physical abuse, etc. That's a little bit of an arrogant response. Oh, well, I'm just free to be me now because you've all canceled me.
Right. Well, because he's claiming that this is not true. Like,
obviously.
Okay, well...
But don't you have, like, some sort of shame to say I'm not going to come out there and act like a total D-bag?
Well, I mean, if you've defended yourself for 2.5 years and people are still calling you a liar and saying you're this D-bag and everything, what do? You're like, oh, okay, whatever.
Go away, I guess. Go away.
Yeah,
Bye.
I mean, yeah. But so on that, listen to what he said. This blew me away when he talks about how long the investigation lasted.
I think two things are being conflated here. There was an investigation by the LAPD that lasted for 2.5 years. So I was under the sword of Damocles, legally speaking.
Okay.
For 2.5 years. They went through phones, emails, eyewitness report. Like they investigated me for 2.5 years in a time where if they could have nailed someone like me, it would have been such a boon for the LAPD.
I could not agree more.
And
the newspapers.
Yeah. And after 2.5 years, they came to the conclusion that there is no evidence any crime had been committed.
2.5 years, nothing.
All right.
Now, so I mean, how do you feel at that point?
Yeah, right. I mean, I guess.
I mean, here's the thing.
I like to pop off before I have all the info, though. You know that thick. Don't blame me.
I know.
I have a hair trigger.
I understand. Most people do, and that's what happens. And, like, Lewis watched that one documentary, and he is convinced 100% that Nick Carter did it. And I'm not saying he didn't. I'm not saying he didn't. But, we hear the stories about Marilyn Manson. You believe all the girls that said that.
I believe them.
The investigations continue to go on, and Marilyn Manson's on tour. He hasn't been charged with a thing. So why? Why hasn't he been charged with anything? It's been going on for years now.
Yeah.
Becky said they reshot Death on the Nile because of his cannibalism stuff that came out at the time. Again,
so what he said, he wanted to eat their arm or something, or what?
Something crazy like that.
It's so weird.
His name is Army.
But with the again, I came at that after watching, because I watched the Backstreet Boy thing with Lauren, and as soon as I was done, I'm like, had I not have worked with a bunch of domestic violence survivors and abuse victims, I might have saw that through different glasses, but just all of those things all those scenarios rang true with everything I'd ever heard anybody that was a survivor say. And I was like, wow, that probably happened. But with Armie Hammer, for a guy, that's one of the worst allegations you can have against you, because even if you are 100% innocent and someone makes that allegation, stigma is there.
I always say perception is reality. If 99% of the population believes something is true, does it really matter whether it is or not? Because you're screwed.
You're guilty in the court of public opinion, regardless of if you're innocent in a court of law.
Okay, so let's talk about what he admitted to on Bill Maher, okay? Among the allegations against Armie Hammer, that he engaged in cannibalism fantasies, coerced his partners into BDSM scenarios, and carved his initials into a woman's body. He denies non-consensual, that's pretty good, isn't it? Non-consensual sexual conduct, but said it was some bad behavior. He said he cheated on his wife. He used people to make himself feel better. He was callous and inconsiderate with people and their emotions and their well-being.
Okay.
He was inconsiderate of women's well-being. He said that is ishy behavior. He said, I take accountability
now
for that.
That sounds like Manson to me.
Well, but what he may say was being inconsiderate with people and their emotions may have been received as aggressive assault. And what you might term as being inconsiderate towards somebody's emotions, they might consider sexual assault.
All right.
That's all I'm saying. There's a little bit of a gray area there that he feels one way and the woman feels a different way.
All right. I'd like to see him and the woman in a room on camera discuss this so we can...
Yeah.
Oh, you want to put a victim in with their accuser?
Well, I mean...
A lot of accusers do want to face their... a lot of victims do want to face their accusers.
Do they?
No, I'm just saying, let's hammer this out. Let's find out what the deal is.
Hammer. His last name's Hammer.
Stop.
And now, I'm listening. 3 things you need to know before you go.
Body camera video has been released showing the deadly shooting of a man by Columbus police who were working security at the Republican convention in Milwaukee. This video shows that the officers were being briefed on their duties when they spotted a man with a knife in each hand fighting with an unarmed man. They yelled for the man to put down his weapons, but when he lunged at the unarmed man, 5 officers opened fire. Milwaukee police are investigating, and those Columbus police officers are all being sent back home. Milwaukee police say an armed man wearing a ski mask was arrested near the Republican National Convention this week. Officials say the man was first noticed by U.S. Capitol Police just blocks away from the Fiserv Forum. The officers determined the suspect had a gun in his backpack while not having a concealed carry permit. The man's motive has not been determined. Security at the RNC has been ramped up following the assassination attempt on former President Trump over the weekend. Now, here's an interesting article posted by the Washington Post with some interesting information regarding the massive security failure during the Trump rally in Pennsylvania. They're citing an anonymous Secret Service official briefed on the incident, who says, basically, the Secret Service is trying to blame local law enforcement for the security breach, and local law enforcement is blaming the Secret Service. So Secret Service did assign local officers to help spot threats in the crowd at the Trump rally, and we all know that. They came out with that early on. As it turns out, local counter snipers were inside that AGR International building upon which the shooter climbed, took aim, and fired at Donald Trump. So we had snipers inside that building, not on top of the building, but inside the building.
Oh, geez.
So they were local police assigned as counter snipers. And they say, hey, we saw that guy. He was walking back and forth around the building and acting strangely. So we called Secret Service Command and alerted them about the guy. This was before he even got up on the roof. They say they radioed a Secret Service command post and alerted them. Somehow nothing was done, I guess. And after people in the crowd outside that building were yelling at officers about the man on the roof with the rifle, that's when, everything went down and, we all know what happened. Ultimately, Secret Service was responsible for the overall security plan, but the agency has repeatedly said it relied on local officers to secure areas outside the security perimeter, and the AGR building was not inside that perimeter. There's also a report that there was a sniper assigned to that building who did not show up. So that's being reported out there as well. It is a wild investigation far.
They still don't know the motive for this guy, and they also tracked down the fact that he bought a ladder from Home Depot, and they're wondering if he carried the ladder with him to help him get on the building.
I heard that he didn't use a ladder.
I heard he didn't either, but apparently they're that his purchases that they made. I guess his dad's being really cooperative, which, at that point, how can you not be? But
yeah, I kind of assumed the latter part of it was that there might have been a ladder attached to the building, like one of those situations to be able to get up on the roof.
I don't know.
For maintenance or something?
They pulled some of the stuff that they bought, and one of the last things he bought before that day was a ladder from Home Depot.
Everybody, it's not my fault. It's not my fault. Nobody wants to be held accountable,
Nope.
It's like, look, you're all human. Somebody messed up. Just admit it, because that's how you fix things.
Yeah.
You have to know what really went wrong in order to fix things.
Yeah.
And when everybody says, well, I didn't do it, you can't fix anything.
Well, because nobody wants to take blame.
I know. It's like, dude, it happens. Just, people screw up.
Listen, it's a big thing to take blame for. I feel like if I was the head of the Secret Service, I'd be like, oh, they did it.
Right?
Wasn't me.
That guy over there.
Please don't fire me. All right, those are your 3 things.
Highly suspect. Those guys just announced a tour. I can't remember what day they announced the tour, but they just announced the recent tour. 7:12, Morning Blitz. Kelly Quinn over there. Thick Rick running the controls. And I'm Lewis. Go ahead.
What?
You were mad about this morning. Kelly?
Mad about what?
Luke Combs. But first, let's give you a shot to win tickets to see Avatar, because they will be at the Newport on Wednesday, September 11th, part of the Blitz Fall Concert Series. You are listening for Rob Zombie.
Will happen before 8 o'clock.
So within the next roughly 45 minutes, when you hear Rob Zombie, that is your cue to call.
1-800-821-9970. Kelly, what number?
All right, 29.
Caller 29. When you hear Rob Zombie before 8 o'clock, you will get those tickets to Avatar. We'll talk about Luke Combs next.
7:24. Thick, Kelly, Lewis, the Morning Blitz. Good morning.
What up?
Are you ready? Kelly, Rick's been upset all morning.
I'm not upset. Just jealous.
Okay. About what?
Luke Combs.
Man, superstars get all the breaks, all the benefits.
He's not upset over the fact that Luke Combs is...
Who is Luke Combs?
You don't know
He's
who
a
Luke Combs
big
is?
country
Big country
star.
singer.
Big
Okay,
country star.
gotcha.
Huge country star, millions of dollars, sells out arenas all over the place. Hot, smoking hot wife.
I know I've heard the name. I just didn't know who he was.
Yeah, so he gets
Okay.
all of that, and then on top of that,
This is what has Rick all ruffled this morning.
they sent him an early copy of College Football 25, which I need my PlayStation 5 for.
Well, you don't even have a way to play it right now.
I'm going to today. I'm getting it on Prime Day.
Yeah, but what would be worse if they sent you a copy of a game you couldn't play?
Yes,
Ahead
that
of
would
time?
be terrible. I would have had the system if I knew I was going to get a copy of the game early, though. You know, it didn't come out till next month, so I thought, I got time. I'll get it before the end of this month. Today's Prime Day. It's a great day to get it. So I'll have my PS5 in a week, and then it'll be out in a couple weeks after that. But
you got into the
early.
wrong business. You should have got into country singer
Yeah, why-
superstardom.
Why aren't
We
you a
used to get stuff like this.
We did.
Yeah.
I used to get all...
radio, yes.
Used to be, if there was a song that was attached to a video game, we would get copies of the video game because the song was in the video game.
Right.
And that all went away.
But, no, you know, it
So
was
now
funny.
you're just like regular folks. Is that what you're saying?
That's
Yeah.
what I'm saying.
Suddenly
But it was-
reduced to commoner status.
It was funny, though, I got to admit. He put out a video, and I'm like, you know what? Luke Combs is one of us. He's just a regular dude, man. He just reminded me of myself playing this video game. He's like, hey, I need a full plate of pizza rolls, all right? And to be 20 years old again would be really nice. But, yeah, here, I'll just play you some of the audio of him with the game.
Man, it looks awesome. I appreciate that it says App State in there as well on some of the
He's
the
an
little
Appalachian State fan.
clips. Oh man, this is the new kickoff too, huh? Oh, give me the block, baby. Go!
This is me.
You gotta have big plays to win this game. It doesn't feel anything like Madden in like a really good way. Like it feels like a completely different game. 87, you got to make that block, dude. Game's awesome. I loved it. I thought it felt really great. Felt really smooth.
I can't wait.
I'm glad you said when it came out, because I wasn't sure. I thought you were wrong, and Brandon confirmed you are wrong. It comes out Friday.
This Friday?
Yeah.
You better
football's
get
out.
1 day shipping on that PS5, baby.
Yeah, college football comes out Friday. Madden comes out next month. Madden's always out in August.
I thought they came out. I thought they were both coming out the same week. I guess that's why where I misunderstood. Damn. Okay, well, I'm ordering my PS5 today, so it should be here in a couple days.
Why didn't you go the route of becoming a successful country singer?
Well, because I can't sing, whether it's country or anything else.
Yeah, but can't you just, like, I don't know, spoken word country it?
I mean, Ingrid can't sing very well either, so.
True.
Well, at least when she's drunk.
But I mean, again, you're a bass fisherman. That's like half a country song right there.
Right?
This person texted in, they've been playing it since Monday.
Yeah,
What?
pre-orders. Some people got pre-orders and got lucky. It's not just Luke Combs.
So us regular folks can get a pre-order.
But the story said he had an opportunity to get an early look at it.
Rich said it's already available, too. I haven't
Anybody,
checked.
okay, so has anybody listening played it yet? I would
don't
love
know.
to know.
Well,
how
Rick-
is it?
yeah,
Yes,
they all
some-
said it's good. This person says, I've been playing it since Monday. I love it.
The
Justin
hell?
at Reichert says, Rick, the game's already out.
What? I didn't know. Okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Some of us have lives that, can't constitute sitting around playing video games all day.
Some of us has lives and we want to sit around and play video games all day.
Maybe that's what I meant.
Right. All right. Well, there. Okay.
Are you? So I feel like you owe Luke Combs an apology.
I wasn't really mad at him. I was just a little jealous that he's already playing the game, and I
Luke
didn't know
Combs?
I didn't think I could get it yet.
Luke Combs. I feel like you're going to be the Al Bundy of fantasy football. I don't quite remember.
Fantasy football?
Yeah, I don't quite remember what the day was like when I won $21,000 playing fantasy football. Winds out of the Southwest at 14 miles an hour. It was clouds of this.
Guys, I'm dying laughing. AJ, Caleb, Mark, Stephanie, Rich, Justin, all say, the thing is out. It's been out.
All right. But you're dying laughing over here. You've had a Nintendo Wii in your Best Buy cart for
A
4
Wii?
years
What are
or
you talking
whatever.
about?
What is it? What'd you have?
Switch.
Nintendo Switch.
Oh.
I'm just laughing because you're so upset about something that's already available to you.
I didn't know. I'm okay. I'm okay. I'll order everything today. I'll have it this weekend. You won't see me.
I was gonna say, give her a break on the Nintendo Wii. You don't just step right into Wii boxing and tennis. That takes a minute.
It's the Morning Blitz.
It's time for another edition of Normal or No.
Before we go there, let's congratulate Sydney Trimmer. She picked up tickets to see Avatar September 11th at the Newport because she heard Rob Zombie and was caller number 29. Nice job, Sydney.
I have Dirty Honey tickets next hour. That was the show we announced yesterday.
All right.
The Bluestone.
Who's normal or nope first?
I'll go.
Okay.
Go ahead,
All right,
Kelly.
how about this one? And I don't do this, but I'm curious to know if you guys do. When you go to the movies, you don't start eating your popcorn until the actual movie starts. Like, you save it until the feature starts.
I try so hard.
Do you try?
Yeah. It depends on how long I have to wait, because I
Okay.
like hot popcorn.
Yeah.
You know?
I don't do popcorn in the movie typically, but if I do get some form of something to snack on, whether it be pretzel bites or whatever, I always wait till the lights go out and it's dark when the previews are over. Then I'll start.
Okay.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
it gets dark for previews, but then it gets darker for the movie.
Correct.
It does, doesn't it?
Correct.
I'm a Twizzler or Juji fruit gal. I love chewy, fruity things.
Right.
And I will rip open those bad boys before I sit down.
Oh, really?
Yes.
You're already done before the
Not
movie
holding back.
Yeah. Yeah. Not holding back.
All right.
You're not trying to enjoy a meal during the movie. No. I kind of am. Want some nachos with cheese dip and popcorn.
Do you do a lot of concessions at the movies? I might do a minor snack, but I don't go hardcore, I don't think.
I'd never eat at the movies. I did when I was a kid. I guess I have a few times as an adult, maybe have a little snack of candy or something. But typically, I don't eat at the movie theater.
Some of us go in with the munchies, so. But no, those are my go-tos: popcorn, and then also they get the pack of the nachos with the melted cheese dip.
Yeah.
So good.
Okay.
Love
yeah,
it.
I think my only reason, I don't have anything against eating at the movies. I just usually have had dinner beforehand and we'll go to the movies afterwards, so I'm already full. But dang, yeah, I'll rip into those Twizzlers as soon as I walk away from the cashier.
Okay. I just don't, for whatever reason. I'm
That's
not
all
a
right.
big concessions per. I got to have a drink, though. Got to have a beverage. Can't sit there for 2 hours plus without a beverage. Here's one. Putting on deodorant after having a shower at night and then going to bed.
Oh, no, I would never do that. I've never done
You
that
guys
in my
don't do that?
life. No, you
No,
do?
and I shower in the evening.
Oh, I got a routine.
Okay.
So, like, I will get out of the shower, and I'm weird. I'm the odd person out. I know this. I get out of the shower. I will wash my face again. And then I will use a spray deodorant before I go to bed. And then in the morning when I get up and I do the whole like face wash and everything, I will use the stick deodorant to get me through the day.
All right.
Spray at night, stick,
So
stick
spray
in
at
the morning.
night. stick in
Why
the
the
morning.
difference? What difference does it make?
Because in my head, I have it in my head that the stick keeps the smell off more effectively. And during the day, when you're more active, I want that stick to kick in. I don't want to be the guy, oh, dude, you're a BO guy. No, I'm not. I double up there. And at night, when I'm just lounging, I feel like, okay, the spray is good enough because I'm not super active. I'm not going to sweat a lot. I'm just lounging. So if any kind of odor wants to creep out, the spray will keep that at bay.
Okay.
Man, my deodorant claims that it's good for 72 hours of protection.
No.
And I'm like, who puts deodorant on once every 3 days?
Right.
Who the hell would do that?
And
who's going to let that go 72
I
hours?
really want to test this out.
Yeah?
Let me tell you something.
You put it on tonight,
All right.
and then I don't want you doing it again for 3 days. And let's see how you smell by the end of
Well,
the night.
I
bet
put
you'll
it
still
on
smell
this
good.
morning, so
Okay.
that means I don't have to use it for the next 2 days.
Until
Okay.
until
'Cause see-
let's see, Wednesday, Thursday. Just let's see how things are going by Friday morning.
I
All right?
feel-
No deodorant.
It's a sniff test.
But I'm going to shower between now and then.
I feel good about
Well,
the
now-
stick deodorant on normal occasions, but case in point, what day did I fix the Jeep? Monday. On Monday, I was putting a slave cylinder in my Jeep, and it was 90 whatever degrees outside. I was sweating like no other, and I was like working on and I could, yeah, okay. That stick stopped working about 25 minutes ago, I think. So I don't know that I put my faith 100% in the stick to last longer than 8 hours.
Okay. Yeah.
Rich said absolutely deodorant after a shower. Another one, always deodorant after a shower, no matter when. Now I do shower. I mean, I say at night, but it's like late afternoon,
Same
early
here.
evening, like
That's what
6
I do.
o'clock.
Yeah, that's what I do.
And I do put but I put a very small amount on.
I put none on.
Okay. Should I spray it?
None. 0. It's always morning before I get ready for the day.
And then I
That's
put it
it.
on again in the morning.
You guys are really like
But I
us.
put it on a normal amount in the morning. But it's just such a tiny, I just want a little coat.
I have
You
a
know what I mean?
complex
Not
about
like-
smelling bad, though. I know.
Yeah,
I
me
do.
too. Nobody
I know that I do.
Kelly has a complex about us smelling bad. So
Yeah, but I shower
and I get it.
after whatever my daily workout routine, whether I box or in the afternoon, typically. Now, if I'm going out again, even if we're going out to dinner and I've showered in the afternoon, I will shower a second time before I go physically out someplace.
Yeah.
But normally, on a normal day.
All right.
What do you got?
My son texted in and said people that work from home, I guess, with the deodorant.
Oh, okay. Good point.
Jamie says, I put on deodorant after I shower at night. Bill says, Lewis, I do the same with deodorant as you.
Do you? Good.
Yeah.
So I guess it's normal.
So we're not. So all right. If nothing else, Bill, you and I are normal.
I don't know if it's normal or abnormal. I guess it's just a preference on that one.
That could be too.
But we had several normals coming in on that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thick Rick?
All right. I know where Lewis is going to fall on this. I don't know how, but looking at the toilet paper after you wipe.
Oh, come on.
Really?
Gross.
Gross? How do you know when it's clean if you don't look?
I know, but do we have to talk about it? Gosh.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Lewis.
Yeah. I go with a pure feeling there.
Well, I know you don't like to look in the toilet.
Oh, why would you?
I mean, I don't know, guys. I feel like this is really unladylike. I'll let you two hash it out.
Why would you want to look in the toilet? What do you do? Oh, Instagram that bad boy. No.
It's a matter of health.
Trust me, I feel like that's a feel test. You can feel when something's not healthy.
No. Oh, my gosh.
You ever been
Dude.
sick? If you've ever been sick, you know something's not
Well,
right.
that's true. Yes, obviously.
I don't need to look at it to know.
How do you know when you... But if you don't look at the toilet paper, how do you know when you're clean?
You can use like a wet wipe or something.
Just kind of
still.
it's like the wind. You can't see it, but you know it's there.
No.
Toby says toilet paper, not proud, but yes.
I mean, you can't know if you finished the job if you don't look at it. It's impossible.
Why do you think he uses all that deodorant?
No. I just feel like you know. You know.
Really, you know you're clean without looking.
Are you itchy? If not, you're good.
Yeah, Wolfman says I look in the toilet paper I look in the toilet to make sure I'm okay health wise. Okay, Doug's using his cell phone camera. Stop. No, that is not normal, Doug. That is a big fat nope, and now I'm done.
Chevelle, the Morning Blitz, 7:50. It's Thick, Kelly, Lewis on your Morning Blitz. And it is also National Tattoo Day. So on our Facebook wall, if you're so inclined to do so, I threw up a picture and asked you to show us your ink. And seen some good ones so far. Some really good ones so far. Some tributes to people, some well-done art, some words of inspiration. Brian's got a badass Pantera tattoo across the upper shoulders of his back. Yeah, there's some good stuff out there. So,
speaking of incarcerations this weekend.
Yeah, crazy.
Already here.
Coming off of Normal or Nope and Rick's toilet. You find a way to talk about bodily functions whenever you can, don't you?
Stuff. I just read stuff, but it's health, man. It's part of your health. And I know you don't look, but like Lisa texted in and she said, I work in healthcare. You absolutely should look in the toilet for health reasons.
If I feel something is different, I will look. If it feels like it does every other day, we're good.
But you don't look at the toilet paper?
No. Why do I need to look at the toilet paper?
Dustin said that's like painting a wall with your eyes closed. How do you know if you're clean?
Because you just go and go and go and go. And if I'm walking around and I'm not itchy, I must have done the job.
No, he did not. He did not. Jeff said, paperwork's not filed correctly if you don't look. Clay said, sometimes it's like a marker down there. You just keep wiping and wiping.
Right.
But how do you know when the marker's done?
I just feel like there's certain things you just know.
Okay, man. Megan said, if you don't look, I'm going to assume your ass stinks.
It does not.
JC says 2 minutes on a bidet and you don't have to worry about it.
Thank you.
Now, that's interesting. I've never used a bidet in my life.
Why don't you get one of those to go through dinette set? Everybody eat dinner on the dinette set, then get a hit off that buffet. It's in the bathroom around the hall.
Bidet,
whatever.
Yeah, buffet. What are you talking, Kelly?
You definitely do not want to mix those two up.
No, you do not.
No, you do not. Sorry.
Oh. Now, my son said his question is how many people weigh in and weigh out afterwards. You can get that now for your toilet.
I believe
a
that.
scale where when you sit down, it weighs you, and then it tells you your weight when you're done.
There are some afternoons, about 1:30, 2-ish, that after the process, I've been like, man, I must 7 pounds. I feel 7 pounds lighter.
I understand.
You guys, I'm too much of a delicate, feminine flower to talk about things like this.
Toby wants to know, Lewis, if you don't look, how can you feel color changes?
Fair point. Shane said it's anybody who says they don't look at the toilet paper is either lying or embarrassed. I really don't. I don't know. Now I have to pay attention.
He's going to be sitting on the toilet going, damn it, Thick. He's got me looking now.
Yeah. So, I mean, okay. And then someone else said, my uncle did not feel different other than having something go wrong. And then she had a bowl full of blood, which turned into, okay, gross. Okay.
Oh, yeah, we don't need the details.
I mean, there is a point to be made there.
There is. No, there's a valid. There's a valid. There are no stripes. There are no, like...
Yeah, Chris said we know Lewis still has racing stripes.
I don't. Look, I'm the one in the room not afraid to take my clothes off. I'll take them off right now and display.
Yeah, we're good.
And now, all right, I'm listening. 3 things you need to know before you go.
This is pretty cool. A Hollywood-sized film production studio will soon be built in Dublin. Fallback Studios recently purchased a $250,000 square... Nope. My gosh, Kelly, get it together. Fallback Studios recently purchased a 250,000 square foot building on Discovery Boulevard in the perimeter area. Officials say it will become one of the first Hollywood caliber, oh my gosh, you guys, caliber facilities in the Midwest.
Wow.
Officials say it could employ up to 250 people when fully operational. That employs more people than 15 data centers in Licking County. That would be really cool, wouldn't it?
It's awesome.
Like, what kind of job you think you could get at a place like that?
I don't know.
A Hollywood-sized film production studio.
I'm guessing video editing, audio editing.
That's really neat. And it'd be very cool. First of its kind in the Midwest.
Cameraman.
It'd be kind of neat. Anyway, that is coming and happening here at in Dublin, Ohio. All right. 90 giant African land snails have been seized by the U.S. Customs in Detroit from a passenger arriving from Ghana. It happened at Detroit Metro. The passenger was referred for a secondary examination because, number one, this person was carrying this really stinky, tied-up woven bag. Somebody's like, that thing reeks. What is in there? And this person had declared fresh food items, I guess. So they're like, hey, can you come over here? We need to inspect your bag there. Open that bad boy up. Found these giant African land snails. These things were 3 to 6 inches long. Giant snails.
Those are big
snails. There were 90 of them, and those aren't even full grown. They can get up to 8 inches. They were meant to be food, apparently. But they were all alive, and they are an invasive species, which can cause major crop damage if they would escape into the environment. So the snails were seized and euthanized to ensure they did not enter the ecosystem.
Euthanize? How do you
Euthanize. They said
a snail?
humanely euthanized. What is that process?
Dropped in a fire? I don't know. Poof, you're done. I mean, that's about the quickest way you're going to kill a snail is with fire, I
think it's funny they said humanely euthanized because they wanted to get out in front of those of us who were going to be upset about it or something.
Like
I don't
some
know.
sort of injection?
I know.
Did you give a shot to 90 big snails?
Very, very strange. And also wild that you would bring your own escargot from Ghana. Isn't it? Like, I'm gonna pack up 90 giant African land snails in Ghana and travel all the way to Detroit with them in a smelly burlap bag.
A bag of gummy bears, I can understand, but come on.
That's wild. All right, let me tell you about this, the beginning of what may be a true crime story in the making here. Police in Bangkok are investigating after 6 people were found dead in a gorgeous suite of a Hyatt hotel in Bangkok. 3 men and 3 women, all Vietnamese nationals. 2 of them were American citizens. Police say there was no sign of struggle. So we have 6 dead people, right? And they had been there about 24 hours. They never checked out. So I guess they sent the maid up to the room and she couldn't get in. It wasn't open. Locked from the inside. Got in, found 6 dead people. They all had been foaming at the mouth. There didn't look like there was a sign of any type of like big fight or anything that broke out. All had been drinking tea or coffee at the time. And there was a 7th person with this group that was traveling, and nobody can find this person. Like, they're gone. I mean...
Well, that's a red flag.
Isn't that freaky?
Wow.
First of all, it's a nice luxury hotel room that they were in. And they all were just up there hanging out, drinking some tea and coffee, and they all dropped dead. 6 people, 7th person gone. Have not arrested him, don't know where this person is. Don't even know if it's a male or female. So anyway, I just wanted you guys to look out for that because that's a mystery, and that is, is being investigated as we speak. And like I said, 2 of the dead people were American citizens. So very weird. And those are your 3 things.
Doug said, I don't hear Lewis anymore. I assume he's in the bathroom wiping.
I'm not. And someone else, yes, you use the wipes. The fresh wipes. You make sure you're fresh. You don't get up until you feel. Little wipe. Flush a couple of times, wipe some more, flush a couple of times so you don't back things up. It's a process.
Every good plumber who works for the city says, please don't flush those wipes. Did you know that?
No,
even though they say they're flushable?
No, they're not.
You're not supposed to.
No.
Yeah.
Regarding the snails, Matt said hot oil with a splash of lemon. JC says drop them in salt water and then fry those suckers up. Popcorn Pam said boiling garlic butter.
That's the humane euthanization.
Now, Crystal said salt will make a snail melt.
Yeah.
That's what she said at the end. Blah.
Okay. Good to know. Coming up, we have your shot at
what?
Rocket said, is Kelly having a stroke?
Oh,
I
really?
wondered the same thing, Rocket. I wondered the same thing. I think I'm okay, though.
Sometimes just let it ride. Let the natural recovery happen. ACDC on your morning blitz. 812 Thick, Kelly and Lewis, and a chance for you to pick up tickets to see Dirty Honey. We announced the show yesterday. They'll be at the Bluestone Friday, September 20th. Tickets on sale tomorrow, 10 a.m. through Ticketmaster. However, if you are caller, what number are we going with?
Why not 30? I did 29 last time. I'm going to go 30 now. That seemed pretty good.
Caller number 30, that would be when you hear Stone Sour, and that is coming up between now and when, Rick?
9 o'clock.
So sometime between now and the next 40 minutes or so, when you hear Stone Sour, be caller number 30, and you can pick up a pair of tickets to check out Dirty Honey before they go on sale. Coming up, we are going to discuss this home invasion that had some pretty wild things attached to it. There's a documentary about it on Netflix right now if you haven't seen it. We'll get into that in just a few. Nirvana on the Morning Blitz. 825 Thick, Kelly Lewis on a Wednesday. Remember, you are listening for Stone Sour. If you'd like a chance to win tickets to check out Dirty Honey at the Bluestone Friday, September 20th, we are asking for caller 30, and that would be 800-821-9970.
When you hear
Stone Sour. Not right now. You can call right now, but it ain't going to get you anywhere.
And it'll happen before 9 o'clock.
It will. All right. We were talking earlier about some reality TV shows that I kind of fell down the rabbit hole.
You're all
into.
documentaried.
Yeah, really am. It was the boy band thing earlier. But Kelly, I'm surprised you don't know this and haven't seen this, because I feel like you would watch this and like it. American Nightmare. You heard about this?
What is it?
This is the true story on Netflix. It is the story of Denise Huskins and Aaron Quinn.
Oh, say no more. I've heard a podcast on this. That is a crazy story.
Yeah, it is.
So there's a documentary on it?
Yes, there is.
Oh.
It's on Netflix. It's intense. So this chick and her boyfriend Aaron there's a home invasion. She gets kidnapped. He swears she's been kidnapped, right? So the cops bring him in. And they start questioning him about everything. They think he kills her. He gets labeled a killer for a few days. They think he kills her because him and her had a fight, and they all worked together with her ex-girlfriend, which is odd. So they're ready to nail this guy for murdering his girlfriend. The cops in there in the interrogation room with him, like, for the sake of closure, just tell us where she is. I get it, man. You got pissed off. Things got out of control. Da-da-da-da-da. He's like, I didn't kill my girlfriend. Like, there was a home invasion. She was kidnapped. Whatever. So a couple of days later, or a day or so later, she calls and says, I've been kidnapped, but I'm completely fine, in this super calm voice. So all of a sudden they have to let him go, right? But it gets deep where nobody believes she's really kidnapped, because she shows up at her parents' house one day, out of the blue. He has been ordered, like, they give him instructions. They call him by name. One of the cops dated his ex-girlfriend. And this whole thing goes on and on. Nobody believes him. While she was kidnapped, she was raped, because while she was in the house, one of the kidnappers comes in and says, look, we're going to have sex on camera. We need some collateral so you won't go to the police when this is all said and done. And she's like, I just closed my eyes and did it. And then he comes back in a couple of days later and goes, we're going to have sex again because they didn't believe it, but we need to make it look like we were in a relationship, so I needed to make it look like you were really into this. And turns out the guy was somebody that they tried to convict in another town, and they wouldn't have realized that it was the same guy unless this cop was looking at another case, and she wanted something similar, so she pegs this guy, and they ended up arresting him. But it's crazy, like, how it all plays out.
She pegged the guy?
She pegged this guy as being involved in one of her other cases, and it was too similar to this. I see what you're doing there.
I'm sorry, that's why I heard it. I went, wait a minute, what?
They were at the Tap Room in Grove City. It's amazing how it all ties together. No, I'm kidding. But it's really insane. But, like, no one believes this girl was kidnapped. Nobody believes this. They ended up suing the police department in California and won $2.5 million after the fact, because the couple ends up married in the end. But it's crazy how this, and the reason they didn't believe her, remember the Ben Affleck movie Gone Girl that came out?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They thought she was Gone Girl. And she was going to show up in the end. They thought she faked her own kidnapping. They thought all this was a big, like, movie plot. And they never believed anything that these two, like, it was weird. They went from wanting him to be pegged for murder to both of them being in on it together. Like, it was a big scam.
Didn't they find her hair on some duct tape in the suspect's, well, who turned out to be the suspect's trunk? The trunk of his car or something?
Yeah, this guy had...
That's how they nailed him for it.
His motive was he used goggles, like diving goggles, but he would duct tape them so you couldn't see out of them. And her hair got caught in the... piece of her hair got caught in the goggles when they took them off.
Let's see.
Yeah, and
Brandy said, oh my God, it was insane. I thought she was lying too. Dominic said, yeah, I saw that documentary. That ish was crazy.
Yeah. It's messed up. It's called. I tried not to spoil it. I know I probably did, and I'm sorry.
That's okay. I mean, it's been in the news.
Yeah,
I
Ronnie.
think, so.
Ronnie said, "Shh, spoilers."
I mean, the story's been out since 2015, so it's 7 years old. So it's not like it just happened yesterday.
Yeah, it really does not take away from how crazy this entire story is when you catch it from beginning to end. You just can't believe it.
Yeah, and Brandy said the ex-girlfriend was the intended target, not Denise. Yeah, that was it. That was
right.
Yeah, his ex was the intended target.
American Nightmare on Netflix. Well, it's a true story, and I'd heard the story, but I kind of want to watch it now.
Yeah, it's pretty messed up. It really is. So if you have not, if you're interested and you're so inclined to check it out, give it a whirl. Definitely something to see. Stone Sour Through Glass on the Morning Blitz at 8:41. It's Dick, Kelly, and Lewis, and that was the song you were listening to. Caller 30, picking up tickets to check out Dirty Honey. They will be at the Bluestone Friday, September 20th, and Darren Scott in Thornville. Congratulations. You got some tickets. Yeah. Going to the show.
Ooh. You all right?
Yeah. Just couples therapy. Get ready to dive in. I did not, by the way, I apologize. I was not trying to spoil that entire documentary.
I don't think you did. It truly, honestly, is such a compelling story. You didn't even scratch the surface.
Which is almost 10 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, I just didn't want to spoil the whole thing.
No, you're good.
Ronnie said, hey, you going to talk about Stranger Things so I don't have to watch it? Absolutely.
Yeah.
I got you, dog.
Tell Lewis that you're watching something and it's fresh for you. Right. He'd love to spoil it for you.
Hey.
Hell, he already spoiled something for me in House of the Dragon the other day.
I did.
I mean, I was like, dude.
I did. I straight up did.
I mean, I hate to bring it back up, but when Tess said that she was just watching Sopranos for the first time and they had just gotten through season 1, you told her exactly what the final episode was.
He goes, well, hopefully they won't do this at the end. And it was what they did. Yeah, Doug just texted in. He goes, well, at least you didn't give away the end of the Sopranos. Oh, wait.
Yes, you did. Now, granted, it's an old, but she did say they were just watching it for the first time.
Hey, I'm just saying. You want to know how Lost ends? I'll tell you that, too.
I'm still trying to figure it out, and I saw it.
That's all right.
I'll tell you what. Lost did a great job. That was not just a title. Every time you watch that show, you were more lost than you were the week before. Anyway, hopefully we don't get lost in couples therapy. Who wants to tackle this bad boy? Rick? All right. He put his hand up.
Well, no, I was just like, all right.
You were like the kid in class. Ooh, pick me.
All right. Hey, you guys, please help me out on this. My boss is hosting a pool party this weekend at his house.
Yeah.
Nice.
All my coworkers will be there, and I cannot convince my husband to not wear his swim thong.
To wear his what?
Swim thong. Like a bathing suit, but it's a thong.
Night.
Yeah.
Go on.
All right. My husband is in great shape, and he has never worn anything but swim thongs, but it's just so skimpy. He doesn't own normal swimwear, so I said I would get him some regular swim trunks. But my husband believes that there is bad attention and good attention, and the attention he gets is good attention. And he thinks I am being overbearing. What do you think? No names, please, but we ride together to work every morning from 8 to 9, so he will hear this with me. So he's listening right now in the car with her.
All right.
You go, dude.
There's 2 ways to go about this, all right? Number 1 is to say to him, under no circumstances are you going to a work pool party and wearing that thing. Under no circumstances is this happening. So either you're not going and I am, or we'll both go and you wear the swim trunks I buy you. You could go about it that way. Or, and maybe the better move is to say, this is my husband. I can't change him. He works out. He has a great body. He's going to wear the swim thong, and my workplace is going to be talking about this for the rest of my time there.
Oh, my
I realize that, but you know what? I got to let him be him. He's his own man. This is who I married. I knew who he was when I married him. I married him because he has a great bod and wears a swim thong. So who am I to tell him to cover up?
Oh,
those are the 2 ways you can go about that.
You know what's so funny about this is they're both in the car. So the first response Kelly gave, she's going, yeah, Kelly, tell him. And then Kelly comes back with that, and he's going, yeah, see?
Well, I'm just saying
can't change me.
there's two ways you can go about it.
There's not.
Now, listen, she's got to deal with the chitter-chatter behind her back for the next year.
And that is the point I was going to get to. First off, dude, nobody at this work party wants to see you in that. I don't care what kind of condition you're in.
I mean, I do just for the bit.
No, you don't.
Just for the material.
Let me tell you what
I'd like to see this.
Hold it. But here was the thing you said, Kelly, and that's the thing. She's going to get ragged on. She'll have to quit her job. They're never going to let up.
No,
this is going to be a joke that will go
She
on
won't.
for her entire life working there.
I feel like they'll be talking behind her back more than anything. Don't you think?
Yeah. Oh, well, okay, whatever.
Let me tell you what
She's going to
I'm-
be the joke of the workplace.
Let me tell you what I'm doing.
Oh, God. We know. You're going nude.
No. I am putting that swing. I am girding up my loins in that swim thong. American flag version, because I'm patriotic and proud to be an American. I'm getting some cocoa oil and lathering myself up. I'm going to walk right into that party, swim thong and all, prop one leg up on the old bench and sit there at the table and say, what's up?
And my party just emptied. Who's that
Thongs
creep? I ain't
out.
staying here.
Thongs out.
See, here's the deal. What spouse going to a work party makes it all about him and his tight buns?
He's not,
Who
though.
does that?
Somebody with tight buns.
He's feeling comfortable.
Hey, Steve said if you got it, flaunt it, you bad bitch.
Absolutely.
He wants the good attention, good or bad attention. She's going to be getting the bad attention.
Yeah.
He's going to be
Right,
getting the good
right.
attention. And he doesn't care.
I'm walking right up to my wife going, I'm going to get in the pool. Go ahead and smack that thing for good luck.
Listen,
You and your banana hammock.
girlfriend, you know who you married, and this is the man you fell in love with, the man who wears a swim thong.
Absolutely.
Okay? Let him be him. Or don't invite him to the pool party.
You know what?
Who wants to be in a bathing suit around their coworkers anyway? This is a really, really weird thing.
I've changed my mind.
Right.
I've changed my mind on this. I'm doing this a different way. I'm still lathering up in the cocoa oil, but I am wearing the thong underneath, but I'm getting some of those breakaway swim trunks. So that way when I walk in and I'm getting ready, I rip those bad boys off.
Just make a show of it.
Absolutely.
I gotcha.
Absolutely.
Okay.
I might even bring my portable MP3 player to bring some theme music.
Jamie Bias said, under no circumstances should any guy be wearing a thong.
What?
The thing is, we're way too late for that. This guy's been wearing a thong since day one.
Right.
Since the first date here. These guys are long married. My question is, what boss hosts a pool party? Now, maybe that's
cool.
normal. Is that
Probably
normal?
a small company.
Here's the thing.
Probably small.
If you're like on a lake situation and you have a boat and there's maybe an opportunity for boating and other types of water activities where I wouldn't have to strip down into a bathing suit, I'm all in. That's a cool thing. Let's do a houseboat party. Let's do, we're getting on
I'm going to get a nice cozy
a pontoon boat.
Whether that's a pontoon boat or just around the pool, I'm going to get myself a nice cozy chair and sit spread eagle on that bad boy.
Dominic said we got only one life to live. Do it.
Right? Exactly.
Oh, I can't imagine at any time in my life would I have wanted to be in a bathing suit in front of my coworkers ever. So I'm putting my issues upon this situation. That's why I'm trying to step away from it and say, let your husband be your husband. You know who he is. He works out for that bod.
Absolutely.
Let him throw on that thong, swim thong.
Yeah, Mary said if he's going to wear it, you might as well own it. Hell yeah, that's my hubby. Looks good.
Exactly. And actually, you know what? I'd even do one better. You might be in good shape now, but if we know this pool party's 2 or 3 weeks away, I want you carbing up. I don't want you working out. Just get a little keg there.
Nikki Newland said, let him live and take the compliment.
Absolutely. Thongs out.
Dave said, he's an exhibitionist. Amanda said, effing ew. Why are you even married to him?
Oh, well,
Well, Jackie wins the Blitz pool party. Great question.
Right?
Great question.
I mean, I don't know. It's like you're getting both. You're getting both answers. Like yes and no, both.
What's the weather for Christmas in July?
It's probably, I'm going to guess 87.
All right.
Well, I don't know why.
Thongs out.
I mean, it's the end of July. It's not going to be cold.
Thongs out.
We had a couple texts, including Ron, said she should just wear a skimpy bikini.
There you go.
You know?
Couple of plays together, stays together.
Are we going back to Grove City to the after hours bar?
Hey, wherever the party takes us.
All right, you guys. I mean, I wouldn't do it to my wife because she's going to get, like you said, Kelly, they're going to be talking about her behind her back forever.
You know what? Virginia does bring up a good point. Ask if he'll compromise and do a normal Speedo. That's acceptable.
Well, what is it? What is a swim thong?
It goes up your butt.
Yeah, the swim thong's going...
You're seeing butt cheeks.
You're seeing cheeks. The Speedo's at least going to...
Like on a guy?
Yeah.
Like, is this the same kind of thong as a
Dude,
girl wears?
I had to look it up.
What did you think a thong was?
I had to look
I
it
thought
up.
it was more like a Speedo.
No, a Speedo, that's the trunk. The Speedo's like the wrestling trunk.
All right, dude.
You guys,
so you're talking about
these
dental
are
floss.
so
Yes.
funny. It basically, your husband's going to look like a Chippendale, okay?
Right.
But you know that because you say he's only ever worn these swim thongs.
That's who he is.
That's who he is.
Yeah.
Now, it's inappropriate to wear that to a work function. We all agree on that.
Technically-
but since this is your husband and you want him to go, then I guess you got to let him do him.
Technically, it is swimwear. This is a pool party, therefore you are dressing for the occasion.
I mean, this banana hammock is something else that I'm looking at right now. It is wild, you guys.
Comes in a lot of patterns. I bet you get that in a tube.
Clay said, my luck, people would be wondering if I sat in gum.
Okay, this swimsuit, quote unquote, men's swim thong is $9.05. That's how much material they're using.
See?
Where they're making a profit selling it for $9.05. There's zero material to this thing.
Telling you what. Let it go, dude. You only get one chance to do. You only get one chance to make a first impression.
I want to tell you something, man. COVID's going around. Just come up with a case of COVID and don't go to this dang pool party.
Lincoln Park on the Morning Blitz. 8:55. Thick, Kelly and Lewis.
Now, a lot of people saying that they think it's fun to go to a work pool party, and I agree. They're my issues. They're my anti-bathing suit issues.
Man, that'd be great.
Yeah, I don't really like a bathing suit amongst my coworkers. I feel way, way too self-conscious.
Not even if
They're
you
my
do-
issues. It is a fun activity. 100%. I agree with you guys.
Not even if you do the bathing suit, but do like the thing over top of it, so you.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
You know what I mean? Like I know a lot of women who wear I don't know what you call it because I'm not hip to the women's clothing logo.
Yeah.
Or lingo, but you know what I mean. You wear the bathing suit and then you wear like the cover.
Yeah,
over
cover.
it.
Yeah.
So you could go that route.
How about a moo-moo?
Lisa Runcer texted in, so we're definitely going to need an update on this story, and I would agree. So for the no-name couple, we didn't give their
Please.
names. You got to let us know what ends up happening here.
Yes.
Please, you have to let us know. After this weekend, I expect a full report next week.
And if you do the thong, carb up a couple of weeks ahead of time. Don't work out. You know, put the dad bod on display.
What's this weekend?
Oh.
So
Guess you don't have enough time.
put the dad bod on display.
Yeah. Be proud of that dad bod.
Jake said, if you're a dude who wears any kind of thong, you're a douche. I don't know.
I mean, I don't know.
We got a text that says he should respect her wishes as a husband and not wear it.
She should respect his wishes as a wife and let him wear it.
I mean, I do feel like if it's your work event, you get to call the shots on that. Isn't that how it should go? It's my work event. I call the shots on what we
It's
wear.
Just, I understand if you guys are going to the beach, but I mean, this is a work. Your boss is home.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
Oh, gosh.
I couldn't do it.
Hey, give the boss's wife something to long for.
Lewis would do it. He'd do it in a
Damn
heartbeat.
right.
But you can't go somewhere in real life in black and white. You're going to be in color out in public. Just,
I know.
You can't do black and white nudes.
As long
in
as you got a
public.
little bit of a tan, because tan fat looks better than non-tan fat.
And now, all right, I'm listening. 3 things you need to know before you go.
All right. Of course, when I read this story, the first person I thought of was Thick Rick. If you know, you know. Residents in Connecticut, Maryland, Delaware, and Pennsylvania heard a loud boom yesterday afternoon, and a man working in his office in Lakewood, New Jersey, spotted something in the sky at the time. NASA is now confirming it was a meteor. It was first seen close to noon, moving northeast at 34,000 miles an hour. It even passed over the Statue of Liberty at one point, then disintegrated 29 miles above Midtown Manhattan. It was a flipping meteor.
That's insane, man.
Yeah, it must have been a sonic boom. Is that what you call it?
Sonic boom.
Yeah. So as
But
we
why'd
know,
you think of me?
Well, because if you were in your fancy Skechers and that thing didn't disintegrate, you would have been able to dodge that.
That is
bad
a meteor,
boy.
not space junk.
Well,
It's going
it's
how
all
fast?
the same to us, isn't
No,
it, Lewis?
No,
It's all
space
the same
junk
to
doesn't
us.
fall at how fast did you say?
This thing was moving across the sky at 34,000 miles an hour.
Space junk doesn't fall at 34,000 miles
It
an
all
hour.
falls at the same rate, I thought.
This is not, a meteor's not really falling. It's basically shooting.
Mm-hmm. Oh, so your
I
Skechers
can't-
aren't up to the task?
No, not 34,000 miles an
Oh,
hour.
good. I'm
No,
glad
I
we've
can't
got that
dodge
settled.
that.
Glad we got that
Jeez.
settled. All right, well, the absolute nerve here. British golfer Colin Montgomery, who's 61 years old, by the way, and has never won a major, had the audacity to say to a reporter from the Times of London that it's past time for Tiger Woods to retire.
Tiger Woo.
He said, and I quote, "There is a time for all sportsmen to say goodbye, but
That's
it's
true,
very
though.
difficult to tell Tiger it's time to go. Obviously, he still feels he can win. We are more realistic."
Is he finishing in last place? If he's not finishing in last place and he's still able to compete on the PGA Tour, then,
Okay, well, why are we even arguing with a 61-year-old man who's never won a major? This is Tiger Woods, who's 48 years old and has won 15 majors.
Right.
So he's responded. Of course, this weekend, it's the British Open is this week.
Mm-hmm.
And so he was at a press conference yesterday and someone asked him, "Hey, did you see what Colin Montgomery said about you?" And Tiger said, "Well, as a past champion, I'm exempt until I'm 60. Colin's not. He's not a past champion, so he's not exempt. So he doesn't get the opportunity to make that decision. I do. When I get to his age, I still get to make that decision where he doesn't." So he is not having it.
That was a great comeback.
Yeah, no kidding.
Why does he care?
Well, I don't even know why you'd say something like that. Come on, man. Like, aren't you, you're compadres. You're both playing in the PGA. You're both successful people. But Tiger's a little more successful than you
It's
are.
a lot more successful.
Good night.
Tiger Woo.
Tiger Woo. All right. We talked about this early in the show, so I'm going to bring it up again. Country music artist Ingrid Andress says she was hammered during her horrid performance of the national anthem on Monday at the Home Run Derby, and she's checking into rehab. She posted on Instagram yesterday, quote, "I'm not going to bullish y'all. I was drunk last night. I'm checking myself into a facility today to get the help I need. This was not me last night. I apologize to MLB, all the fans, and this country I love so much for that rendition." She ended the note saying she'd let us all know how rehab is because she hears it's super fun.
What does that mean?
Maybe she was just trying to sort of, I don't know, make a joke about something serious. I'm not exactly sure, but yeah, so that's how that weird story is ending.
That our flag was still there.
Won't you please help? For just $1 a day, you can help singer Ingrid Andress get the voice lessons she needs. And if she doesn't get the voice lessons, at least she'll have money to pay for the therapy that she will need after reading all of the negative comments on social media.
For the land of the free.
Donate online now at ohsaycan'tyousing.com.
Oh, gosh.
Say, can't you sing?
Oh, well, anyway, I guess that was her rock bottom. It was what convinced her she needed to go into rehab. So God bless her. I hope she is okay and comes through it all right. To me, obviously, maybe she knows if she needs help or not. She's getting help. This sort of rendition, that was all going to blow over for her in a matter of a week or two. People are going to have their fun, make fun of it, and then until somebody else does a crappy version, you don't have to hear that crappy version again until it gets compared to the next crappy version. So you can just let things like that blow over.
Right.
But obviously there was a little more involved here. and that is maybe some alcoholism.
I mean, if
So,
she's got that big of a drinking problem,
Yeah,
I don't know.
that's
I mean,
about-
if you were drunk, that's fine, but does that mean are you an alcoholic?
well, I mean, if she says she needs rehab,
I
I'm sure
guess.
there were things that led up to this.
I guess.
That's what I'm thinking.
Well,
she knows
sometimes
herself.
Sometimes it takes something like that to happen, I guess.
That's right. That's right. All right, guys, those are your 3 things.